Alright, so let's see how we can get to this point. Alright, so I got everything moved out of the way. Definitely not where everything's going, just out of the way. And here's the wall we're starting with. It's 12 foot by, I don't know, however many foot. And we're putting in an 11 foot wide by 6 foot tall hold-up display. So with the hangers and everything, this is the amount of packaging that it came with. Got a couple of tools here. Chalk line. I saw a video where somebody used a chalk line to mark the studs. Speaking of that, I better get the stud finder. I'm going to try to resist the urge to point it at myself and go beep, 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 but we'll see. We'll see. I lied. The white box is another one of these skulls from Amazon. Heads from Amazon. Yeah, that's right. That thing, they're pretty doggone heavy. 1.8 pounds. Or 1 pound 8 ounces, rather. Which would be 1.5 pounds, I guess. Right? Yeah. Check my math. Anybody need any pilot books? Alright, good talk. Alright, so that is a portable gun rack that I got free with the purchase, which anybody can get that. I bought mine last month, I guess. I think it's before the month clicked over. But anyway, they were doing a promotional thing with the website. And apparently they do something every month, so you can get some kind of something free, and that's, you know, the month I bought it in, that's what you got for free. I'll put that together and show you guys. I'm going to try not to make this video ridiculously long, because if I do, I won't get the wall up. I'll just be messing with the video all day. So hardware-wise, they send you your screw bit and this little thing to go over it. That keeps you from scratching up your display. Oh, that's a lot of screws. So, yeah, good times. Alright, so there's that bag. There's this bag. So these are the plates that go in between each one of the slats to keep them kind of straight and add some rigidity, I guess. So, yeah. Okay, so your screw, you stick it in that thing, and then, yeah. I got to be really careful. I have nightmares about installing this entire thing and then realizing I did it upside down. That's okay, we just hang everything upside down or flip the house over, who knows. Alright, so here's one of the short panels. So we went with the gray oak finish because we've got these kind of light purple walls. Yeah, we're Joker fans, so close enough, whatever. The closet's dark purple. I know, you don't care. Definitely more of a Joker color. Hey, a little sneak peek. I don't think I've ever shown that before. But anyway. There he is, son. My wife painted that, actually. So they come back to back, and my first impression is I was worried about them, you know, getting dented or whatever because they're aluminum. That ain't gonna happen. That is some freaking hard aluminum. That's impressive, actually. Wow. Okay, so hopefully that'll look. Not that you're gonna see much of the wall anyway, but I think that's about as close to anything as we could get that was going to look pretty good. And then, yeah, a little lighter than the floors, but should still work out. I don't know. Unsubscribe if you don't think it will. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so this box had the short boards in it, and then all of the hangers and stuff for the launchers. And if you're watching this and you're a firearm guy, this is going to be used for less lethal launchers, air guns, and, well, probably some other stuff. Maybe some black powder too, but no real guns are going to be on this one. So, but, you know, same dimensions, whatever, same weight, whatever. Okay, so a lot of people when they build these, they're, you know, taking a laser, finding the middle, and building, you know, off of that or whatever. This one's going to be a pretty big wall, so it's going to have multiple pieces across, and multiple size pieces across. So we measured the wall. We're going to have 5.5 inches on each side left over. Then it's going to be 72 inches tall. The entire wall is 97 inches tall, so we're going to bring it down 3 inches from the ceiling, so you got a little bit of room if you put something big up there or whatever. And well, we can't bring it any more than that because we want to be able to hide the holes from the cobalt things that were up there like that. So we're going to come up 22 inches from the baseboard and start and hope for the best. All right. Yeah, that. All right, so it's gonna be really hard to see these on camera, but got chalk lines for all the studs where it's gonna be. Yes, I chose blue chalk on a freaking purple wall. That was smart. Oh well. All right, so just in case anybody's wondering, the top of these have a groove that this lip fits in. So the top is the part with the groove, the lip is the bottom. So this will be, and then I think there's a border that goes around this, and then it's got these pieces that go in here to actually cover up the screws as well. So that's how that works. And yeah, unfortunately I'm probably not gonna be able to show you guys doing this because Brenda won't get on camera, and I would have to set up a tripod, and it's gonna take 2 people to make sure it's held in the right place. And you know how women are. They'll only get on camera for their OnlyFans. No, I'm just totally kidding. She despises it. I'm kidding. She's gonna kill me when she sees this. All right, first piece is on. It's all over but the crying now. So we'll see. We'll see. Feeling good about it. All right, so once you've got the first slab up, if you're going long ways, you've got these little connectors here, and they've got holes in them, and it's got they're raised on one side, so they're going to kind of press fit. So they actually go into this area right here, all right? So you put that there, put the other one against it, and you'll have to tap it a little bit to get them to go together, to press fit in there. So that just gives a little extra stability between them. So, yeah. All right, so there is the first run in. And we noticed that obviously with most drywall, the wall's not completely straight. So the gaps are good, but not 100% perfect. But I'll just make sure to put hangers in those areas. So, but it is level. So that was the important part. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how this driver thing works. So you just put your screw in it like that, and then find your area like that. And it just makes sure you don't scratch up your display and stuff. So I got one more screw to put in there. There are strips that go in and hide those, but we'll do that at the end, obviously. Well, there's 2 rows. All right, there's another row. And I'm going to show you guys a trick. Maybe it's how you're supposed to do it, I don't know, but we didn't discover it until the second row, and I forgot to show you. But now I'm going to show you. All right, so obviously you've got to screw in the end board before you slide your other one on, because when you put those little tabs in there, you've definitely got to have somebody, you got to have 2 people doing this, absolutely, because somebody has to hold this against the wall to get that to line up, while you take a rubber mallet and hit this end. Now it's not going to matter if you scuff your wall behind it with the rubber mallet, because obviously you're covering the freaking wall. You're probably never going to take this down. Now here's the trick. Use an electric screwdriver, a hammer drill. No, I'm just kidding. That's kind of a no-brainer. I would hate to see somebody try to do this by hand. Good Lord. But anyway, here's the thing. So you see this is going over to the corner. Now you can't buy these to fit this wall exactly. I think they come in 6-inch increments or something like, I forget. 1 foot on the width and 6 inch on the height, I think, maybe. Something like that. Heck, I don't know. Whatever. Hang on, I'll tell you. Yeah, I was actually right about it. So it's 12 inches on the width. So it's 12-inch increments on the width that you can customize it, and 6-inch increments on the height. So my wall, I would have, if I would have got the next length up for the width, I would have been 1 inch too long. So that's why it's not going all the way to the walls. I can't wait to get that now and get rid of those junky looking things. But anyway, I digress. So here's a little trick. Maybe it's not a trick. Maybe it's how you're supposed to do it. But anyway, when you get over here, like once I get this one in, and the wife's, getting some food for the kid right now. So I'm not going to be able to put this one in to show you while I'm telling you. But anyway, once you knock that one in using your mallet on the end here, go ahead and install this guy into this one and hit it with the mallet until you get it past these little holes, okay? Because then that way you're just going to have to barely tap it from the end. If not, you're going to be tapping it. You're going to really, if you're in a situation like this and you don't have a lot of room on the sides, even if you do have a lot of room on the sides, if you're using a rubber mallet, which obviously that's what you're going to want to do, because since this is aluminum and you don't want to risk bending it, even though it's tough as nails, it really is. But, put something on your wall so you're not, rubber marking your wall. But if you're in a situation like me where you don't even have enough room to tap it, it's really nice to go ahead and have this guy pass those 2 holes, and then it's just, easy sailing from there. Man, this thing is looking good. I am so pleased with this. Yay. Woohoo! Alright, so one thing I would also suggest is, as you're going to vacuum out these tracks, because you're going to get little aluminum burrs off of these self-tapping screws. And then when you go to put, there's pieces that go in here, and that might, mess with the fitment of that. So obviously you're going to be vacuuming your floor after as well, and watch if you've got any little ones running around. We realized there was like aluminum shavings, so we're trying to keep the kids out of here. I've got one kid, but we've got my niece staying with us for a couple of weeks too, so 2 currently. But yeah, I'm just about to get this puppy. Can't believe I thought those were going to work. And I also can't wait to get it over there too. I need to order that today. I was wanting to wait till I get everything hung up and see if I need to order, see how many more hangers or what kinds I need to get and everything, and then order the little piece for over there. So, and then, I know this is a mess because I've got everything piled over here, but then the final step is I'm going to take these shelves off the wall and do that. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to put this table over here in front for videos or if I'm going to leave it there. I'm getting another one of these cabinets to go beside there, so I might just leave that there and put 2 cabinets under it and do something else over here. But I want to get a wall from whatever I leave over there, basically just up, to probably the whole way, but it's not going down as low as this one. That's a mess. Had to get all the cords up so I could park over there. Probably going to get rid of the computer too. It's a piece of crap. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. I'm not completely finished with everything. We got a few more runs on the top. But it comes with these strips. Alright, and I saw another video where a guy was talking that he put all his in backwards and then had to pop them out and change them, I think. So you might think that they go in like this because to give the screws room, but they don't. they go in like this to add some depth looking to the grooves. So make sure you do that, you know, put them in this way. And they're extremely bendable, so you don't have to have like an inch on the end of these to, you know, do it. So they come in the size, it's not one size for the entire wall, it's the sizes, you know, for the boards themselves. So like we've got the shorter boards in the middle, so you just have to thread in. You can just use your finger to move it over like that, and then obviously put the longer one in behind it. And you can see these have been done, so you I don't know if you can see with the lighting the way it is in here, but there we go. Obviously it's hiding the screws, but you know, there you go. Looks a lot better, much better. All right, so here's another little tip about these guys here, and they're probably, you know, one of the, not bad, but you know, they can be a little bit of a pain. But so like this one, the drywall is a little bit off here. So when you get this one in, like it's not lining up, and it's a very tight tolerance to get that in there. So sometimes what you're going to want to do is go ahead and back the two screws out at the end to let it relax some, then get that in, and then go ahead and tighten it back down, then tighten this one and go. All right, so that's everything up, all but the trim pieces. So these trim pieces just go on with this double-sided sticky tape here. All right, test fit your trim pieces, because you're going to probably find out that you've got a little bit of variation in some of the boards, and you'll have to go back and maybe screw some in a little more. They should be flush against the wall, but again, all drywall is not level. So so I had to go back, and a couple places I had to tighten them down just a little bit more to get it really flush, because you know, with just that tape it's got to be completely flat. But anyway, there's that. We'll get the rest of it put on. All right, so with the gray oak, they give you a silver trim piece. Did not go all the way to the bottom if I put it all the way to the top. I just realized that. But, you know, I'm not going to be shooting the bottom of it anyway, and this is for a background for the channel. But dang it. So anyway, there's that. And they just give you pieces for the sides. It doesn't have anything for the top or bottom, so. You know what? I got to put one on that side too, and then let's have some fun. All right, so there it is. And there's my daughter. All right, so this is one of the rifle mounts. So these come unassembled. You just have to screw them together, and so you can actually tilt it, whatever. Really nice rubber, so it's definitely not going to scratch anything up. So they just do like a slat wall hanger and go in there like that. Then they've also got these clips, these locking clips. So these you I have to come on this side, but you put this up in here like that, spread that apart, and slide it over, and then now it's secured. So there's that. All right, so then here's one of the pistol clips. They've got the same locking clip that you can put on. I'm not going to show you again. But what's cool about these, not only do these parts move if you need them to, but you've actually got two different holes on each side. So depending on the length of your pistol or whatever, you can, you know, customize the size of it. And then the other thing is you can actually tilt the angle of them as well. So neat. Let's see what this stuff looks like on the board. I just realized I grossly underestimated the amount of rifle hangers I needed. Let's get to the pistols. Yeah, I've got like 2 more VKSs, 2 more HDBs, a X68 carbine, a Tip-X carbine. Yeah, I gotta place another order. Dang it. TRP action. So for anybody keeping up, that's a Western Rattler 357 on top, 2 HDXs below it, an HDB on HPA below those. We've got Goblin, the Green Goblin, Super Shorty VKS up on the left-hand side. 3 Byrna TCRs in a row on the other side. Pepperball TRP. We've got a X68. Well, actually, that's an Intrabuster in the orange. What's next? Added a Byrna SD down there at the bottom. I'm actually probably going to swap out. I think I'm probably going to at some point get rid of a couple of TCRs. I've had a couple people I've promised I would holler at if I was ever going to sell them, but yeah, I might do that. I don't think I need 3 of them up there. Alright, added a Byrna HD with an extended mag over there. Alright, so I got that black powder 20 gauge up there, but a little sawed off. But I just put it up with some of these hooks, which are more just made to hang gear on. Don't necessarily trust it with that. We'll see. If nothing else, I am going to have to put some padding on the back because it has to rest against the metal to sit up straight. So, but at least that works, kind of, sort of. Well, I guess if we're going to put one sawed-off shotgun up there, we might as well put a CO2-powered sawed-off shotgun up there too. So there's a HDS. Had to do it the same way though. I do trust it up there with those though. It sits actually pretty doggone solid. I bought one. I was planning on vertically mounting it with one of these, but it just I don't know, it doesn't look as good. Maybe I can use that in some kind of concoction to hang another rifle. There we go, X68 carbine below the HDS sawed off there. Not the best way, that's just kind of, you know, makeshift hanging it. We'll have to do something better than that. You know, somebody said something to me the other day when I showed a picture of all these in the floor that I didn't have an M17. Well, that's a lie. I've got a SIG M17. That's a pellet gun. Because why wouldn't it be? Alright, got the Glock 17 up there now. Alright, the Byrna 92. So for anybody that's never watched my channel before and just watching this because of the hold-up display and wondering, why don't you got any real guns up there? Me, like millions of Americans, have felonies and haven't done anything illegal in over 25 years, but yet I still can't get my firearm rights back. Even though I own a medical practice, have a license from the DEA to prescribe medication, it doesn't matter. So that's the reason, before you ask. So everybody deserves the ability to protect themselves. And yeah, some of this stuff, like the little last 3, are just toys, but some of this other stuff is pretty serious as far as being able to actually protect yourself if you need it. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So everything on my channel is stuff that you do not need a background check and do not have to have a FFL to purchase. Now, might not always be legal in your area, so check your state and local laws, but it's all federally legal to purchase if you are a felon. All right, let's keep going. Might as well drop down, throw another Beretta on the wall. So that's a 92 BB gun, full auto. Major fun to shoot. So I dropped down and put a nice little Glock BB gun here. This thing's fun. This is actually, I don't know why I don't do more videos with it, but this is actually one of my favorites, the little 19X. Won't do anything for defense, but it's really fun to shoot. And probably the most realistic looking one out of any of them. Might even be more than the Umarex 17. But anyway, I'm debating if I want to put any black powder on the wall or not. don't think I would have room to put all of it, so I don't really want to break it up. I've kind of got it locked up in a good place, so I don't know. Alright, so I told you guys I was going to show you this portable gun stand that was free with the purchase. So, I mean, it was free, so I'm not going to complain about it. Works great for long guns. I did have to extend the VKS buttstock and the little SBR buttstock there. This is fun. Full auto BB gun. Ugh. DPMS, SBR. My boy Landon would probably really like this part of the video. He's got my taste in air guns. But those are so fun. I got to do more with that. I got to do more with the black powder pistols too. But let's see here. See what we're looking with here. Kind of getting tired at this point. About ready to stop. Running out of hangers. Let's see what else we can do. Alright, so threw a Byrna LE up there. Yeah. And move the Glock over a bit. I don't know if I like it there or not though. We'll see. Yeah, I had to put the, I went ahead and rearranged those a little bit. I don't know, what do y'all think? Salt Supply S2 because, well, cause it's a Salt Supply S2. Come on. Yeah. Alright, threw the PPQ up. Because you got to. Right? Well, it wouldn't feel right if I didn't put an FSC up there. I'm in between my personal build FSC. I got to crank out a couple, but I've got to crank out myself another personal one as well that's not just for fun. Obviously, that one's just for fun. It would probably look better up there with the Goblin, but I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. I'll never shoot that one anyway. Well, it wouldn't be complete without an HDR50. So, I think what I'm going to do, actually, since I'm putting a wall on this, I think I'm going to put all my black powder revolvers on that wall. Because I've got a pretty good black powder revolver collection. So, yeah, that makes sense. Probably maybe fit the shotgun over there too. And then order me some more long hangers. I'm officially out of hangers at this point. Well, I'm officially out of pistol and rifle hangers at this point. I bought a couple of like the vertical hanger and just some utility hangers and stuff. But they're not going to really work well for anything else. And I'm not going to hang gear and stuff on this. This is going to be just basically a backdrop. So, yeah. And then once I get some more long hangers, I can go ahead and fill this the rest of the way up with the stuff I've got left that you're not seeing right now. Pistol hangers over there with the black powder. And hey, we'll be cool. Good times. This has literally taken us all day. It's dark now. Well, I started at about 11 o'clock, really. I played around on the YouTubes a little bit. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is DK Spencer. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in less lethal or anything for home defense that doesn't require an FFL or a background check. Check out my channel and check out our Facebook group. I'll put a link in the description. And by the way, full disclosure, I did get 20% off of this wall because I had a YouTube channel, and they actually said, we don't care if you mention it or not, just as long as you're using it as your background. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So great people to deal with, definitely a quality product. I do highly recommend it. You know, it costs more than just your regular slat wall stuff, but they can ship it in and shipping's free on it if you're, you know, buying over a certain amount, which you're going to spend. You're going to get free shipping on it unless you're just putting a little piece up. You know, and it ships in a reasonable size, you know, packaging versus having to have something, you know, trucked in, because the slat wall panels come in like 4x8 sheets, I think. Then you gotta, you know, cut them to fit or whatever, unless you're just lucky enough for that to work out for you. So this is pretty custom, pretty cool. And the hangers are awesome, and they're actually not that expensive for the hangers. You know, they're worth it, and they're not going to scratch up anything. You know, just straight up good times. All right, guys, I've talked enough, and I am beat. All right, so minus 2 patrol carbines and a custom VKS and a Tipex carbine CMP18 build and 1 TCR and a couple of FSCs. This is about everything between the rack and that. And I'm completely out of hangers. I hung a couple of things on like this on the utility hangers that looks stupid, but just to get it up there. But